So let's first have an understanding of the Cambridge system of education. How does it operate? What are the baselines of it?
It's the strength of Cambridge system over the other systems. It gives attention to the product itself by providing the qualities or the attributes of a Cambridge student. You'll find the products of the Cambridge system totally different, because right from the beginning they are trained to be confident. They are prepared to be critical thinkers and innovative citizens of the world.
Rotarian Njogeza, I know that you've had a recent release of results for those that sat in the month of June. Talk to us about that performance. Was it a better performance than the previous year? And if so, what made it a better performance?
Our learners did very well, and they all qualified to move to the next level, which is Cambridge Secondary 1. When you look at IGCSE, which is International General Certificate of Secondary Education, which is the equivalence of the UCE or O-level, our learners managed to get grades that can move them to the next level.
All right, we want to find out, education as a whole has taken evolution to it. With the Ugandan curriculum, we now do have a revised curriculum for O-level. When it comes to the Cambridge Assessment International Education, are there any evolutions that this curriculum has undertaken?
Cambridge is very unique, that after 2 years, the syllabus is reviewed, depending on the current situations. The kind of education that it provides, or the kind of education that is needed today, is to cater for the current needs. Now, Cambridge, after 2 years, now for example, I will give you an example of history. It's not surprising that some of the content may be talking about the war in Russia and comparatively.
Let's look at comparisons here for the sake of our audience. We do have parents that have their students, their children going to the Ugandan curriculum schools, and then you do have those that are going to the Cambridge. So for comparison's sake, could you give us the pros and the cons of the Cambridge versus the Ugandan curriculum of education?
Recently, the Ministry of Education is also changing the curriculum to fit the current trends, where they are also looking at skills and competences, which Cambridge looked at long time ago. Cambridge puts more emphasis on skills. It puts more emphasis on competences. It puts more emphasis on the product.
There's parents out there that want to make a consideration of curriculums, and so it begs the question, what advantages does the Cambridge system of education have in that regard, and in so doing, why should they choose the Cambridge system of education over any other curriculum?
We look at the individual. In education system, we need to know that they may be in the same class, but these are totally different people, and when you're teaching them, you need different approaches. In our system, there is what we call differentiation, where you cater for each learner's needs. I can say a good number of our students have been enrolled in Ugandan universities, both government or public universities and private universities. How does this happen? To some universities, you just required to go to UNEB and they give you an equivalence. And UNEB has always done this very well, and in a few days, 1-2 days, you have the equivalence, and you can join any university of your choice. Very flexible to cater for all individuals.
Thank you so much, Rotarian MUHAMMED Njogeza, who's the Deputy Head Teacher as well as the Head of Curriculum at Kabojja International School, speaking to us on the Cambridge Assessment International Education System.